welcome. We are here at the Ambi Valley City. You're watching ET Now, Behind the Brand. We have with us today Ms. Nehha Lohiya, the CEO and co-founder of Unibull Capital. She also heads Coevolve Wellness. It is her motto that true success, it comes from balancing physical, mental, emotional and spiritual and also financial wellness. And her work bridges ancient wisdom, technology and human potential to create meaningful transformation in the world at scale. Hi ma'am, how are you doing today?
Hello, I'm doing awesome. How about you?
I'm doing really well. How is the property? How are you enjoying the event?
It's beautiful. I think it's such a balm to the soul and I already feel recharged.
So I would like to ask first about your journey at Unibull Capital because they say it's a myth, I think, that women in finance are just not, there are very few women in finance and you're one of them. So how has your journey been? What were the challenges that you faced while, co-founding this brand?
Yes, good question because it's very relatable, I would say. I mean, you're right, like women in finance is a minority and we definitely face challenges on a day-to-day basis because there is a lot of resistance. The first perception of a woman in finance heading the company itself is a wall that you need to break through. I would say it's getting better, but I think if you're clear about what you're doing and the way you communicate and convey your model and the offering, I think that gets you, a lot of kind of good response from the clients. So clarity is important, and of course we have a very structured model and that helps for people to understand. It's pretty easy, it's very transparent. So I think it's all about the framework. If your company like Unibull Capital, the model that we have, it's a hybrid model. We do global markets, Indian markets together, and we have detailed it down pretty well. So that helps, I would say, and like I said, it's getting better. Finally, people are realizing that beauty with brains is possible. So that's good news. And I would like more women to join us.
Definitely. I see the team has a lot of women already, so I think it's changing with you starting the change as well. So my second question would be related to the event. You are a capital firm. You also have your wellness brand Coevolve. Why is it that this event is being sponsored by you?
Yeah, okay. Let me first go back to our ethos as a brand. So like you mentioned, we believe in holistic wellness because, human life is not just about one aspect. You need to balance all of these. So to talk about physical, mental, emotional, financial and spiritual. So financial is where Unibull Capital comes in because we believe in empowering our clients. It's a very client-centric model. So we always think of sharing our profits with the client. So that takes care of your
financial well-being.
And I think it's the spine for us, right? Financial wellness and liberation is so important. It takes care of half the wellness of a person, and rest of it of course comes with Coevolve, where we have the health ring which I'm wearing. It tracks about more than 150 biomarkers. We have a blood card which also does your full immunity check, and we have a signature framework which is called Enrich, where we offer offline modalities to the corporate. So the whole idea is to offer holistic wellness and not just stick to one aspect. I think that's our USP as a brand, where we are taking care of every domain and aspect of your life.
Golf usually is considered to be a very lazy game. I think people actually say that it's a lazy game, it's boring. But a lot of people here have said that it actually requires a lot of mental strength. So what do you feel? How do you feel about that? How do you feel about golf?
I think it's a myth. I feel I have tried golf myself. Of course, it's a more relaxed game, I think physically. But for me, I think it builds so much patience in a person. It gives you the focus. It's very meditative. Like I'm a meditator myself, and playing golf automatically puts you into a trance state, you know, where you are in a flow state, you're not thinking about anything else but the game. So I would say you can't call it lazy for
Okay,
sure.
yeah.
It is a slow, steady game which I think subconsciously transforms a lot of things inside you as a person. So it's a great game, I would say. I mean, whoever is thinking it's lazy should try it out, and I'm
Definitely.
sure they'll change the perspective. Yeah,
Definitely.
and Ambi Valley has pulled off such a great event. I think it's a beautiful energy around, very vibrant, and all of us are enjoying this.
How is your experience? You're staying in the property, so
Yeah.
how was the experience? How are you feeling? How is it different from the other golf courses that you've been to?
First of all, it's 18 hole course, which is
Yeah.
very rare in India.
Okay.
So it's a full course, which is great. And a lot of green around. I think the property has maintained the green. It's raw, but also very plush. So I like that combination. You know, you don't feel very artificial, very close to nature, and it kind of plugs you into the vibe of the game. So as soon as you enter the property, I think you feel it.
You feel it.
Yeah. So great job by the team.
So coming back to fitness, we've seen a lot of transformation in India. Prime Minister Modi himself is promoting
Yeah.
yoga, promoting a lot of sports. So fitness has actually scaled up in India. How do you see that change, and how do you think that has changed the market for you guys in
Yeah. Coevolve.
co-evolve?
So I would say post COVID things have completely shifted, right? Globally.
Yeah.
But talking about India specifically, I think we all have become so much more aware about our health and the importance of wellness in life because we've been too lenient,
Yeah.
I think. So there's a big shift happening. I mean, on the entire planet, I would say. There's so much of positive vibe coming in, and everybody is, I think, identifying their purpose because they are going within. So I would say the inner journey has started for all of us, and fitness, of course, is a very crucial part of it. And I'm very glad that people are getting into it, and more the merrier, I think. Yeah.
Back to investments and finance and capital. So a lot of women want to get into finance because
Yeah.
I have seen my family, my
Yeah.
mother, my women in my family as well, very dependent on their spouses, on their
Yes.
children, on their sons especially, on making their own financial decisions. They're not able to do all of that. Even I think I've seen people who are on a great place in their journey of career or something, but they also are dependent. So what is one advice that you would like to give to women who would want to now start doing their finances on their own, investments on their own? What's one advice?
Wow, I love that question because we work very consciously towards women empowerment in finance. So we have workshops, we have awareness sessions because I think more than 50% of the world is women, and it's high time that they need to start their journey independently with finance. They can start small. You know, we have an entire roadmap chalked out where you can start small and then build up on it. So I would say reach out to the right people, go to the experts, don't do it to yourself.
Yeah.
That's a big no because you will end up, messing your finance. So one advice I would give is go to an expert, go to a company who's doing it day and night, and then chalk out a proper framework roadmap for yourself for the next 10 years, how you want to build your wealth. One thing is you fix a target and then work reverse, how to reach there. So there is a lot of help available. I mean, you're free to reach out to our team as well, but we are all there for women to start and rock it.
Well, you have achieved a lot in your life. I've read your bio. It says you're a best-selling author. You have started 2 firms. What is, what challenges did you face in your career when you started out, and how did you build your journey to becoming what you are right now today?
Wow, if I list all of them, it's going to
No,
take
some of
forever,
the ones
but
that
yeah.
are very, very difficult for you to navigate.
Sure. I mean, to start with, when I decided to take a sabbatical from this full-time career and become an author, that itself was a very
Yeah.
shocking news for
Okay.
people because it's very unconventional. But it was my inner calling. I thought I need to answer my own questions first and then share it with the world. So we took 4 years to write 5 books, and those 4 years were so immersive. I was literally underground, not socializing at all. So I would say the process of writing a book and really getting into that journey itself is challenging, right? Because you have to cut out the noise, you have to be in yourself. Of course, it's beautiful, but it's also cathartic, in its own way. So I would say that's where, that was my life script. And once the books were launched on the 1st of Feb 2020, I was like, what's next for me? And that's where the podcast started, because I'm like, print media is one thing, you're covering this much percentage, but you need to expand this, and that's where we got video into it to kind of spread out the message and the knowledge and the wisdom. So that's where podcast started, and I think one followed the other. The next thing was tech, because I was like, okay, we have the knowledge, but who is offering the solution?
Yeah.
We need the solution. That's where the Coevolve and Unibull came up, wherein now we are offering real solutions which you can put in action on a daily basis in your life. It's not just the knowledge, you start there, but you also implement it in your life. So I would say that's where we are today. So we have the knowledge, wisdom, action, all of it.
And you also have a very good podcast channel. And my last question for you, I'll not take too much of your time. What is one advice that you would give for a 24-year-old who's just starting out his or her investment journey? They're just entering into the job market, and they don't have too much capital to invest in. So what's one thing that they should do to build build a discipline in finance? What is one suggestion you would give them?
I would say for a 24-year-old person who's just starting off, like I said, start small. Even if it's 10,000 rupees a month, you can start with SIPs, choose the right ones, take advice from the right people, and every month, if you can increase that, gradually, you don't have to take a jump, but keep it gradual. And I think it's a ladder that you need to climb. But I would say that you need to have a roadmap. Like, you can't be lost about your financial journey. It's so important to have an Excel sheet for yourself individually without anybody else in it. And chalk out a plan, starting from this year to next 10 years where you want to reach. And as soon as you do that, once you are clear about your targets, you exactly know what is the action that you need to take. But technically, SIPs, and then you can start with mutual funds, I would say. But coming to our model again, because it's a hybrid model, we are giving very high returns. I would say this is, once you have a lump sum of 10 lakhs to 20 lakhs, you can start with this, because it's a 2%, 24% per annum that we are able to generate, which is a great surplus for somebody to have. So it's a mixed basket. I would say design a portfolio from an advisor and have a roadmap.
Maybe during a crisis like right now in the West Asia, and investors are like coming in.
Yeah.
So I think patience is something that they should keep, and they should definitely seek advice, right?
Yeah, I think timing is very important in finance. So be aware, be updated on what's happening. And like I said, I can't insist enough on getting the right wealth manager and advisor for yourself. That is, if you get that right, everything falls in place.
Definitely.
Yes.
That was a great conversation. Thank you so much.
Thank
for joining
you.
us.
I loved it.
Thank you.